How does a rider going from being a double reigning world champion celebrated by fans to the verge of almost being forgotten in the ever-evolving world of professional cycling? The journey of Julian Alaphilippe, a name once synonymous with success and panache on the road, provides a fascinating narrative of the highs, lows, and the constant pursuit of excellence in the sport. Julian Alaphilippe's story begins on the 11th of June 1992 when he was born in Saint-Amand-Montrond. Alaphilippe showed promise in cyclocross, and as a junior he managed to win the Solda Junior World Cup round as well, and he placed second in the Junior World Championships, losing out to the local Thomas Pabriska. Alaphilippe continued the cyclocross journey with key results in 2011, winning the Under-23 National Championships and managing to finish third overall in the Junior World Cup standings. 2012 proved to be a decisive year for Alaphilippe, as he also committed to the road, where he found success at the Canadian race, the Coupe des Nations-Ville-Saguenay, winning a stage and finishing second to a field that was filled with many future World Tour pros. And in the cyclocross season, Alaphilippe finished third in the European Championships. Surprisingly, Alaphilippe didn't receive any offers from French teams, so he turned pro in 2013 with the continental team Ethics IH-NED as a development team for the World Tour team of Omega Pharma Quickstep. And at this point, he made the decision to focus entirely on road cycling, and it wasn't long before he tested success, as on the fourth stage of the Tour de Bretagne, he took a stage win, and on top of that, even the third stage of a German stage race. Alaphilippe thereafter went to the Tour de l'Avenir. Here he managed to take a stage win and won the points classification overall. He was selected for the Under-23 World Championships in Florence, and he managed to launch in the crucial moments of the race an early attack and ended up leading the Tuscan Championships in Florence, which was a perfect fit for his style. But Matej Mohoric, the eventual winner, joined him and then left him behind, and ultimately Alaphilippe finished in 9th place. 2014 saw Alaphilippe join Omega Pharma Quickstep outright. Alaphilippe was sent to many races in his neo-pro season, but his first breakthrough came at the Tour de l'Ain, where he managed to finish second on the opening prologue, and he won the final stage after gaining a gap and won in front of Dan Martin, which meant that he also won the points classification. The GP Plouay was the next good result for Alaphilippe, as he was able to feature in the pointy end and finished 5th. In 2015, he went to his first Vuelta a Catalunya, and he almost won the 6th stage of Catalunya as well, before he finished 7th in the Amstel Gold Race, which was won by his teammate Mikhail Kwiatkowski. A few days later at Flèche Wallonne, on the final ascent up the Mur de Huy, Alaphilippe finished surprisingly second behind the veteran and maestro of the race, Alejandro Valverde, and Alaphilippe even managed to complete his debut of the 3 races at Liège-Bastogne-Liège, where he once again finished second only to Valverde. And this was actually the best French performance on La Doyenne since Laurent Jalabert in 1998. Alaphilippe went on to participate in the Tour de Romandie thereafter, finishing on the podium on 2 stages. And the next challenge for the youngster was the Tour of California, and here Alaphilippe managed to finish 3rd in San Jose before another 3rd place in the time trial, and then he went on to win the Queen stage of that year's Tour of California as well, which concluded on the top of Mount Baldy. Despite that, behind him, the leader Peter Sagan managed to just about stay within Alaphilippe in the GC, so it came down to a dramatic conclusion in the race, and Peter Sagan managed to get enough bonus points at the intermediate sprint and in the final, despite Alaphilippe's teammate winning the stage, Mark Cavendish, and thereby it meant that Julian Alaphilippe had to settle for 2nd place and the Young Riders classification. The remainder of the season did not yield the big results, but Alaphilippe was picked for the World Championship in Richmond, but nothing really came of it. After tests upon his return to Europe, he was diagnosed with monosclerosis, which led to him ending his season early. In 2016, Alaphilippe opened the season with the Tour de la Provence. Still suffering from the illness, he did not complete the race. He returned to form for the Ardennes Classic, where he managed to once again finish 2nd in Flèche Wallonne, 6th in Amstel Gold. Alaphilippe returned to the Tour of California. He rode very strong on stage 3, taking the win in Santa Barbara. In the time trial, he lost 45 seconds to Rowan Dennis, although he was still 16 seconds ahead of the Australian in the overall standings. Nevertheless, the French star prevailed in the American race, making history as well as he became the first French winner of the race. It was then a return to the World Tour races with the Criterium du Dauphiné, where Alaphilippe came in 5th on the opening mountainous prologue. He finished 4th on stage 3 and finished 2nd on the 4th stage in a sprint, and 3 top 10 finishes in the final few stages. Thus, he was able to win the youth classification as well and place 6th overall, 51 seconds behind the eventual winner Chris Froome. Although Alaphilippe's first participation in the Tour de France was stated a few weeks earlier, he was included officially in the team's final selection. And at the Tour de France, on the 2nd stage, which began in Saint-Lô, Julian Philippe led the sprint but was caught at the finish line by Peter Sagan, who unexpectedly took over the yellow jersey as well. Alaphilippe was dropped in the Pyrenees and was starting to struggle. He did, however, get in a move on the 15th stage and was in contention for the stage win, but he was left behind due to a chain break during a descent, finishing 6th at the end. His last success came on stage 20, where he finished 4th, and that meant that he went on to complete his first ever Tour de France. Alaphilippe was selected alongside Romain Bardet and Warren Barguil for the Olympic road race for France. Alaphilippe just fell outside the medals in 4th place in the race. Back in Europe, and Alaphilippe was part of the French team competing in Plouay for the inaugural European Road Championships, and Alaphilippe here managed to battle his way to a 2nd place behind the eventual winner Peter Sagan. The following year in 2017, he began his season at the Abu Dhabi Tour. He won the best young rider classification and placed 5th. In addition, he also won the 4th stage of Paris